Happy Wednesday. I'm saying Tuesday, my bad. Happy Tuesday. I got a question for y'all, right? A serious question for y'all. When I decided to do this podcast, right? I'm 122 podcasts or episodes in. 122. I stopped for a year, for a couple years. Stopped, came back. This year, I probably put out more episodes than I did in previous years, right? And this in 2026, which they confirm, will be next tomorrow. I plan on putting out more videos than 2025 than 2026. I mean, more videos in 2026 than I did in 2025. My reason for that is my podcast is for the people, and shout out to all my subscribers. I fuck with every single one of y'all. Thank you, and I appreciate you. Um, you know, life is fucking hard, and we're on this journey together. Everybody, don't matter what color you are, we're on this journey together. If right now something they said we have fucking 24 hours to live, right? They gave us the May song, you got 24 hours to live. I would like to think that we would come together. Now, the reality of it is, we know that there are groups of people in all nationalities that are troublemakers, right? We know that. It don't matter what nationality you're talking about. In 2026, the goal is to stop using the word black, right? That's the goal. Because being black, let's look at my skin right now, right? Now I'm classified as black. But what color am I? I'm not black. This is black. I'm not black. This is black, right? This goes with this, right? And if you've been watching my shows, you know I don't use black, but sometimes I have to eliminate that word from my vocabulary. Black. Coming in 2026, right? And for everybody, real quick, we all know that the beginning of the year, the real beginning of the year, right? This is the invaders' beginning of the year. But the real beginning of the year, right, we all know is spring, right? And you can look at, for instance, look at the Chinese, right? Chinese New Year. When is Chinese New Year, right? When Slavic people? When do the Slavic people, right, celebrate? 9 out of 10 is going to be in the spring equinox, right? Not the winter. So let's make that official. Tonight, right, is the invaders' beginning of the year. In ancient times, we didn't do beginning of the year in December or in January, right? And if you want to break that down right now, go to your phone, type in zodiac signs. And what's the first zodiac sign? It's going to start with Aries, right? So, right then and there, we know that the real beginning of the year is in spring. When this world first came to be, it was in spring. It didn't come into the winter. It was in spring, right? So, I just wanted to get that a little bit, I wanted to get that said. But check this out. How many people is happy in 2025? How many people were happy in 2025? My podcast, right? I want my audience to seek out happiness, to seek out themselves, to find themselves. In order to find your place in this world, you have to find yourself. So find yourself. Spend time finding yourself. Spend time finding you. Because it doesn't matter, right, if you learn something from my channel and you don't use it for your benefit, right? I don't care what it is. It could be something as small, whatever you learn, use it for your benefit. Sometimes, to keep it 100 with you, let me just go in real quick. To keep it 100 with you, motherfuckers go to work. I go to work, so I don't ask my subscribers for any money. I would love for y'all, if y'all did, go ahead. But I don't ask for y'all for no money. It's not about money. When I'm on here and I say something, I want to give the listener a different perspective of where I'm coming from. Because sometimes people, and one thing that I do love about YouTube is that you could get a lot of different perspective. You don't have to get the same perspective that everybody else have. Back in the day, that was kind of hard. You know, if you was to have, I'm gonna just give you an example. If you was to have a debate, right, on Nas and Jay-Z, I'm just giving this for an example. A lot of people would be like, well, Jay-Z put out more music, right? So the audience has, and especially if you're in the clubs and shit like that, you're going to get more Jay-Z, right? So it was kind of hard to debate somebody, right? But now if you go on YouTube, there's a whole, everybody is not the same and they don't think the same. So that's one thing that I do give YouTube and social media a big up for. Everybody is not always in agreement like it was back in the day. Everybody would be in agreement. And if you questioned it, then people would look at you weird. Trust me, I've done it in my own circle of friends. You know what I'm saying? I say that to say this. Shout out to everybody that have found their niche, right? Shout out. Shout out to everybody that is benefiting from themselves. And that's what I want to sit up here and create on this channel. I want people to sit up here. One, I want everybody to feel appreciated. It doesn't matter what race. It doesn't matter what sex you are. It doesn't matter if you are finding yourself sexually. It does not matter. We are here to learn from one another. I may have some information that the next person doesn't have, and they may have some information that I don't have. Now it's up to us to share. And a lot of times, sharing gets put to the back burner because motherfuckers can't even come together in harmony. And that's one of the things that we have to find a way to do as we move on up into years, is we have to diffuse the bullshit that the last generation or even my generation put forth on the next generation. We have to dissolve that. And one of that shit is that negative ass energy. Let me tell you something, right? We fight each other on a daily. And some of the fights that we fight over is fucking childish. It's childish. Look, everybody is born with a different function, right? A different way to interpret life, a different way to express life. It is up to us not only to learn patience, but also sit up here and learn and unlearn, right? Learn and unlearn from the past. Because guess what? If we look at just the 60s in itself, a lot of shit happened in the 60s. A lot of good shit happened in the 60s, and a lot of bad shit happened in the 60s. We go to the 70s. When we start, and I just use the 60s because we start to see a trend. And one of the trends is we are further away from each other. Each generation, we get further and further away from each other. And that's exactly what the invaders want. They want us further away from each other, because if we was to get together, okay, our brothers and sisters from all over the world, don't matter what race and creed, as long as you're on the line of trying to make the next generation better, so the next generation does not have to go through what our generation has went through, right? On this channel, I want everybody to be able to speak and to be able to just be themselves, because sometimes we find ourselves playing a character, right? We find ourselves playing a character that somebody else is supposed to play, yet we're playing that character because guess what? As far as our Moreno people, right? We forgot who we were. And I sit back and I think, and I promise you, I go back and I think about building, when we built America, and all the invaders did is come and built over what we already built and destroyed what we built. This time next year, right? As I was talking, it hit me. This time next year, you know what's going to happen? The consciousness and people's awareness this time next year will be up. Because there will be things that we are faced, right? Sometimes when something happens, like I'm gonna give you an example, right? Think about what Trump just did in Nigeria, right? Now, some people are going to applaud what he did. Some people not, right? But now and what I'm talking about is what he did for the Christians, right? Aren't you supposed to do that for everybody? There's a lot of people in this world. Check this out. What about the Sudan people that was being ran about their country a couple months ago? Why we didn't step in then? And I believe some of them was Christian as well. But why we didn't step in? One thing that we've noticed kind of across the world is the floods, right? We've noticed that these floods, right? And what we've noticed about the floods, right? Now, what have we noticed about the floods? And I want you to go do your research on it. Don't just take mine. But what have we noticed about those flood waters? They're coming up, right? They're coming up. The water is coming. Now, look, check this out. I don't want to really go into no big, history or philosophical conversation right now, but check this out. It said in Genesis, right? God separated waters from waters. Yet, we're getting hit. California, LA, right? Up here in San Mateo, if I'm not mistaken, and just around California. What about Texas? And Texas was in the summertime, right? This water, right? This water is going to sit up here, and it's going to sit up here and start bringing us memories. Because guess what? We all been here before. It's not our first time here, right? This is not our first time here. We wanted to have another experience, and that's what the Creator did, which we all are creators. We all are creators. We all said, guess what? We want to come down over here because we want to have an experience. We forgot what we did in our other lives based on the fact that we wanted to come down here and have an experience. And everybody knows, guess what? Energy does not die. Energy doesn't die. It just goes on to another plane. We, as a people, will wake up. Now, in that waking up, in order to wake up, right? You ever notice that when somebody starts to be aware of what's going on, that person becomes real angry. That person becomes frustrated. That person becomes just full of the pressure. And you know why that is? Because you're aware of the beauty in all of us and the beauty that was in what we built. Look, let me say this. There comes a time in everybody's life, in one way or another. The time is, do you fight or do you give up? Right now, I'm at the time where I want to fight. There's no giving up, even though 2025 made me feel like I wanted to fucking give up. 2025 made me feel fucked up. I got hit. Man. Yeah, like, shit was crazy. 2025 was crazy. 2025 was a crazy year for me. Emotionally, physically. But guess what? Right now, I've been talking to you for 23 minutes and 28 seconds. So, no matter how bad it gets, motherfuckers is still here. And we gonna find a way to motherfucking rock. I'll be damned if I'll be damned if I'm gonna let society beat me. I'm gonna be damned. I'm not going to let society beat me. I'm gonna figure my motherfucking way out this shit. I am. We ain't got no other choice to. We have to figure our way the fuck up out. And I'm not talking about, you know what I'm saying, on no suicide shit, no. No. We have to come together and overthrow what overthrew us back in the day. And not even overthrew. These motherfuckers, these invaders are some of the most coldest motherfuckers that we know. For real. Slaughtered. You know how, think about how many motherfuckers, my bad, I don't even mean to say it. Think about how many people have fucking died over here. For what? Land. power, control. Do you really want your do you really want your kids to go to work for a system that has capitalized off the deaths of our ancestors? Hell nah. Hell nah. Hell nah. No. No, don't do it. We're so programmed to hate that love is an unfucking familiar feeling. Because all we want to do is hate. We've turned into haters. Remember back in the day, you had all these hater songs? And think about it. Think about it. Some of us are motherfucking haters. We're just haters. But check this out. Do everything that you love in 2020 motherfucking 6. Do everything that you love. Everything that they say that you can't, do it. Do it. Do it. Get the fuck out of this system. Get the fuck up out this system. Get up out of it. We all need each other. See, it's not an individual type of thing. A motherfucker can have $250 million. $250 million. And still be a motherfucking prisoner in his own home. Just saying. Look, it's time to be responsible. It's time to lead with love. It's time to lead with the pursuit of just being you. Being firm. Don't let a motherfucker run over you. Do not let motherfuckers run over you. Take a break if you need it. Don't let nobody run over you. Don't let nobody run over you. Don't. We gonna make it. Jadakiss and Styles P, we gonna make it. But you know what? In order for us to make it, the truth of the matter is, we have to put that bullshit aside. And we have to be focused on one goal. I'm out. BTVP.